hello everybody. Fantastic special day. Why? It's leap day, leap year. Once only every 4 years this happens, so pretty cool. Yeah, I want to get started with, like I said, Chris will be here. He's just getting home. He's traveling around Florida with his daughter. She went down to visit him, which is pretty cool. I'm a little under the weather, so if you hear me coughing, I can turn it over to my Petri dishes. Are going to school and they bring home everything to pop up because they love me. Anyway, so as you know, as we've been hearing, and if you even look a little bit in the Onpassive, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, no doubt about it. We were told there's going to be an update of an updated version of OConnect. Obviously, that's going to be fantastic. It's when it actually when I was on the last few nights, I tell you what, it's already better than anything I've ever been on. So let's just, they update. Here's the beauty of Onpassive. They're going to update all the time. It will never be good enough for Onpassive. Never. And that's a good thing for us. And because it's SaaS, SaaS, every update they do is done automatically. So you log in. I don't know why the emojis are going. I shut it off. But when you log in, if there's an update, it's there automatically. You don't have to download something and all. You know, on phones, sometimes you download a new version and you fight with it for days. This way, it's all in the cloud. They come up with a new feature, a new function, boom, you got it automatically. It's pretty cool. It's like Christmas every day. And because the goal of the company is to keep increasing and keep making it better, that's something that a lot of companies don't do. They make it, they look at how much money they can make, and they don't really throw a bunch of money in it because it's all about profitability. And the whole cool thing about Onpassive is it's re-engineered to, if you give people more than they expect, they're not going anywhere. Do you want a customer for a month, a week, or do you want them for a lifetime? And that's what Onpassive is working on. Get people in, and they have no reason to leave. No reason. They want to be here. In fact, I believe when this thing really gets flying, that the amount of people coming in just from word of mouth will be off the chart. I really believe that. Because once somebody comes in, an older person or somebody that maybe isn't technical and realizes they could be a host in a webinar, and all the functions and all the details and all the stuff they could do at a push of a button, it's very simple. They're going to share it with everybody they know. No doubt about it. I'm going to turn it over to Red because I'm about to cough.
Okay, thank you, Marty. Sorry to hear you under the weather slightly. Them damn kids. We love them, but sometimes they bring things that you don't love. Anyway, guys, it's almost fitting, isn't it, that to 29th of February, we're having Onpassive 360 today rather than yesterday. It kind of makes a little bit sense because it's a little bit different. And obviously, with Chris's daughter being down in Florida, it gave Chris a little bit more time to spend with her before she makes her way home tomorrow. Anyway, let's do 7 days in review like we always do. Again, this will be going on my YouTube channel for you to use for people if they need to catch up. And also there is those written notes in your OFounders back office. You can always go and check those as well. But let's go back to Wednesday, the 21st of February. And we were very lucky and privileged to have our CEO on with us last week. He came in and he was with Mohammed Kamal, if you remember, as well. And it was very, very good to see them on. So what did he bring to the table? He said that tentatively, and that is a big word, tentatively, they are on track for the new release of OConnect by the end of this week. Don't forget, guys, it is only Thursday today. There is some of the week left still to go. He said part of that going live is that the stabilization and the debugging has already been done en masse prior to this release. So I am sure that they are gearing up and getting ready for this new release. What's coming with it? A huge amount of brand new AI features. Are we going to see them all at the same time that it gets launched? No, they're going to be integrated as we move along. But those AI features are going to be virtual background and auto translation with zero lag. That's all going to be there as well. They're working extremely hard in the background as well to accommodate the deaf community. And they're working actually with a department in the UK for this universal sign language. I didn't know this, but there are over 300 different sign languages, but there is one that's kind of universal. That's the one that's been worked on and will be integrated in time into OConnect. Fantastic news. Also, this is going to be great news for our Academy and all sorts of other things as well. Also, another one of the AI features that's going to be integrated is the ability to share documents live on screen with the participants. You can be able to select individuals or everybody. So really good. You know, I mean, you don't know if you've ever tried to share large files with other people. Sometimes the easiest way is WhatsApp or Messenger. If that file's too big, then you have to use Dropbox, etc., or even emails to be able to send those. To have this facility live on your screen, just click and it gets transferred to you. That really is going to be a huge game changer for many, many businesses. Also, we heard about a very big breakthrough, two actually. One was a old professor of our CEO, Mufareh, has joined the ranks of Onpassive, and he is actually heading up a brand new department. We'll get into that in a little moment. And also, very big news from our COO, Mohammed Kamal, and that is to do with the World Police Summit from March the 5th to the 7th. Onpassive has been selected to host this massive police event. It is the largest in the world, and it has been held in Dubai, and Onpassive was chosen to be the most accomplished to handle this huge event. If you are online, you might have seen quite a few videos coming out now about this event. This is a huge partnership that we've managed to secure, and our CEO Mohammed Kamal was extremely excited about this. It really does put a lot of weight behind Onpassive. Why? Because of the amount of documentation and very secure things that have to be done as far as the police are concerned, and for Onpassive to have this accolade to be able to host it really does add a lot of credibility to the company. So it is funny actually, because they also asked us what can they do in return for us doing what we're doing for them. Also, Ash is actually overwhelmed by the inclusion of his old tutor from over 30 odd years ago. His name is, I hope I've got this right, and I need to ask the proper way of saying it, but I think it's Ayman Rashid, and he is a doctor with many PhDs and diplomas, etc., and he is joining Onpassive and heading up, as I said, a brand new department. More information for that is going to be coming our way. That came out on Thursday via a new pop-up, if you remember, in a couple of places, one on your ecosystem, and there was also an OES OES update on Apple devices for your ecosystem. And your most up-to-date one now for Apple is 1.0.9. If you're on Android, it will be 1.0.4.4. You can check this out anytime you want. Open up that app, and at the top left-hand corner, you'll see a couple of 3 lines. Click on those. You'll see the word Onpassive, and to the right of that, it will say V and then the numbers. Okay, that's how to check. But 1.0.9 and 1.0.4.4 if you're on Android. So that was there as well in the upcoming news section, and also the write-up about Ayman Rashid as well. Well, that was there on Thursday. Also, very early Wednesday night, we had the written recap that was given to us by our quartet very, very quickly. Thank you guys for everything you do. And a very concise one was there as well. This is in your updates section of your O Founders. That was on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, pretty quiet as far as what we see looking inwards. Saturday, Mike Ellis actually and Marty DeGarmo did an exceptionally good live on Sunday, the 25th. If you haven't seen it, go to Marty's website, YouTube channel, have a look at it. It really was inspiring. Must watch as far as I'm concerned. It really was worth that as well. Monday then, what happened on Monday? We had a brand new website very, very early on in the morning. That came to us as well. And it was pretty in green, wasn't it? I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but absolutely lovely. Very subtle green colors to it. Loads more information. Again, we've gone back to the 6-7 pages rather than that one very big one that we had, which was 12 or 13. I really like this website. Very clean, very precise, to the point. And again, guys, I do recommend that you use the onpassive.com website as a port of call, not only for your information of products and services, but also if you are trying to explain it to anybody, send it to them from the My Link section of your OES. Choose whichever one you want, but direct them to the OnPassive area of it. Okay, and it will give them a complete, concise, up-to-date knowledge of what OnPassive is and what we are trying to achieve. Also on Monday, you would have noticed or not noticed, we had another 4-day extension on OTracker. That was to bring us into line a little bit more with where we are at the moment. Tuesday then is quiet day on Tuesday. Wednesday then we had a brand new link, link 57, that appeared in our ecosystem for you to use. That means there's now 57 different websites, guys, that you can use to send out to anybody you want to try and show them exactly what OnPassive is all about. And then Thursday, today, we had a new 10-day extension to OConnect. This has been confirmed in a couple of areas. If you don't know where they are, I'll explain them to you. One is in the My Wallet section. It will give you of a 10-day extension. Also, it will show in my subscriptions in your ecosystem as well. And I go back to saying, why do they give us the written version of that? Because we've paid for it, guys. It's something that we have purchased, and they have to give a paper trail from this. Obviously, with OTracker, they don't need to because it's free at the moment, and we are paying absolutely zero to use it. Anyway, guys, that's it for the updates as far as the last few days in OnPassive is concerned. And I'll hand it back over to Marty, and we'll wait on Chris. Over to you, mate.
Thank you. Very good, Red. Excellent. Excellent. Day by day. And we need it. You know, I've had many people said, you know, we go over stuff over and over, but that's human instinct, right? Everything you do, you bring it up because one day somebody catches it and gets it. Next day somebody else gets it. It's just the way it is. I mean, I went to the same school. History went on. They teach something, and then one day, boom, oh, I didn't know that. Well, I should have known it. I probably heard it 100 times, but it's just the way it is. We always talk about stuff so that people can get it in their head. One thing I'd like to bring up for all founders, including anybody, is it seems that some people focus on things they don't know. Don't do that, because it's a waste of time, because you don't know, and you start getting anxiety over something that doesn't matter, because we do know. There are things we do know. When in doubt, the company takes care of us. That's a fact. When we're not sure about something, we get a 10-day extension. So we didn't pay more money, no matter what other people are saying. I haven't paid a dime since September. So I've got OConnect for a year now. Crazy. For what? Pennies a month? No company would do that. but start focusing on what we do know. We do know that people are coming into Onpassive that have PhDs, they're visionaries, they're instructors, they're IT specialists, they're AI specialists. Why would they come here? Forget the reason this old fogey comes in from New Jersey, okay? Look at people coming into a company that really has never gone out of first gear. No fault to us, but it's just, we all know what happened. I don't want to hash over the same stuff. But why would they do that? These are not a bunch of knuckleheads. They know the industry. They know what's going on. I think we need to put together that they saw behind the curtain. They understand where the ambition of the company, where the company wants to go, that it does want to uplift humanity. And this is just fact. If you just look at what we've done, look at where we've been. You know, I'm not a big buff about always living in the past because people are afraid to take a step into the future. But with Onpassive, the very close history, like within a year, if you just look 1 year ago, no more, just a year, 5 years will blow you away. But a year ago, I've been in 5 years tomorrow. If you look back just a year of all the things that we're involved in and all the partnerships that we formed, all the marketing that we've done and branding, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And everything that I'm mentioning, from bringing on PhDs that obviously they don't need a job, okay? To the advertising, to the marketing, to the branding, all of those things I'm mentioning are millions and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars, no doubt about it. Just think about what's going on. And why? Because they're building for the future. And I mean, listen, myself and Red and many people on here watching this have been in many so-called businesses. Looking what I know now, most of them weren't a business, they were a flash in the pan. But I wanted to believe that they're going to be around a while. But most of them, you're lucky if they lasted 60 days. And if you're real lucky, it's 90. And I was in the last one, it was a year, and they never launched. They never actually got off the ground. And it was 1/10 of 1,000,000% smaller than Onpassive. Like it would been a dot. And it just never happened. But guess what happened there? They had no problem charging me and Red and hundreds of other people every month while they chugged along. And we never saw any advancement. We just did it and did it and did it. Red's a little smarter than me. He got out earlier than I did. But, you know, you take so much time in something that you don't want to give up. You don't want to let it go because you're saying it's got to be, you know, it was time to go. Where with Onpassive, I see big things happening every month. That company that I joined 5 years ago yesterday, it never happened. And thank God it didn't. Although I think it would have been a great marketing platform and people could have done very well. I believe that. But thank God the vision of Mr. Mufareh said, maybe we need to go further. What happened? It was word of mouth. A few hundred people, a couple thousand got in, and Red and them just paid asked directly. It was real small, no name, no company, nothing. And look where we are today. And I know people say, oh, it was luck, time and chance, two rocks hit together. No way. There's no way was this just a random flip of a coin. There was a lot involved. And we are so fortunate. If you were in this, me for 5 years, I could never dream that I'd be part of something that goes from what it was to where it is now. And then every day, every month, it gets bigger and better. Every day. And Chris is going to make a bunch of jumping around while I'm talking, but that's okay. He'll be on next. But you know what I mean? So let's think of that. Let's think of what we've done, what we've seen. And all of that, contrary to what some people think, all of it was done for us. Every one of us. The branding, the marketing, the name on a landmark train station, the advertising on the Burj Khalifa, the 2 floors there. And I know there's some people that say, yeah, but they're pocketing all the pocketing what? Pocketing what? They're paying daily. Every day that goes by, they have to pay electric, they have to pay buildings, they have to pay people's salary, they're paying people's. I am so blessed that, look, I don't know 1/10 of what's going on, but the 1/10 I know, you couldn't beat me up with a stick. I'm telling you, this is phenomenal. We're going to turn it over to Chris Johnson, who, by the way, since he was making all these stuff while I was trying to talk, he didn't know where he's going. He didn't know when he's going to get there. And when he got there, his daughter told him.
Shush.
Who does that?
Red,
Who
you go
does that?
first. I'm trying to.
Yeah,
Red already.
I just.
Oh, you
I'm just gonna say something about off the back of what you're saying, because it's always the same, isn't it? When we all start talking amongst ourselves, it always sparks something else. And what I wanted to bring to the table is keeping your eye on the prize. Now, we all know that saying, keep your eye on the prize. What is the prize? Well, from our point of view, our prize is to be successful in OnPassive, to make an income from OnPassive that's going to grow and all. That's our prize, isn't it? You know, that's what we are looking at OnPassive to do. But more importantly is, what is the prize of the company? That's what they're focusing on right now. Their prize is us. This is why they are so focused on making sure that we, the affiliates and the users of the OnPassive technologies, products and services that they have, they want us to succeed. Now, how many times have we been told it would have been a lot easier if we weren't here? They could have just had a very a normal business. They could have got out there with one product. It would have evolved and all the rest of it. But no, that's not the game plan. That is not the prize they are focusing on. They are not going through all of what they're going through for themselves. They're doing it for us. That is what they're focused on. Now, have any of you ever been involved with anything online or offline where the focus and prize of the company is the affiliates and users of their products and services? I certainly haven't. How many times are you waiting on a phone call and you're put on hold for hours and hours, or you just can't get through, or people don't reply, or you can't return stuff back, faulty this, or whatever it may be? Why is that? Because once that company, any company, has made a sale, they're like that, washing their hands. There is companies out there, don't get me wrong, but there is very few that have the aftercare or the care of the customer at heart. Our CEO has completely turned that upside down with this business. He has made it his point, his goal of what he was trying to achieve with this business to make us the winners. Is the company going to do well? Of course it is. Don't get me wrong. It's going to do well because it's going to be so big. But what he wants to do is for us to do well as well. And that is the case here. And this is why things might be taking longer than they are, because it has to be right. And that is the bottom line. There is no point in putting a Band-Aid over something that is going to tear again. It has to be right. And I believe that is why we are getting these extensions at the moment, because as soon as it starts, guys, it is going to go absolutely ballistic. It really is. Over to you, Chris.
Wait a minute. I want to add something before Chris goes. Give you a chance to think, Chris. Think about where you've been, what'd you do. Maybe you want to bring your daughter on to explain. Anyway, no, you're right, Red. I mean, the big deal of how they take care of us just constantly. No matter what happens, they have our back, and no company does that. Here's the thing. People talk about time. Wrap your head around this. Mr. Mufareh said, however you're dreaming, I want you to dream bigger. Did he just say that to 3 or 4 people? No, he said it to everybody in Onpassive. Well, you can't expect the mom and pop store to help people live their dreams. It has to be big. It has to be enormous. It needs to blanket the world. And that's why. Remember, the cool thing about Onpassive, we've all talked about it. There's a lot of things out there from, these outfits that they're there for disaster and they help people. I get it. But most of the time, everybody's putting a Band-Aid on something, right? It's a Band-Aid. Onpassive wants to change things. You can't do that unless you buck the system and you do what may not be the most popular thing outside of Onpassive. I guarantee, I was from Fortune 500 company. I guarantee there's outside forces that aren't as big a cheerleaders for Onpassive as we might be, in the nicest way I can say it. There's some people that, oh my God, who are they? Who do they think they're? Because they're into this divide and conquer mode. That's business as usual. Ash has never said that. In fact, what he has said and what I pumped out there, Red has, Chris has, I believe with all my heart, this company will be life support, not only life support, will take companies that are legit, have legit products, and put them into the stratosphere if they link up in Onpassive. I believe that. Because I'll tell you what, as a marketer, and I was a marketer, if I had Onpassive 20 years ago with the tools that they're going to have, I'd be set for life a long, long time ago. Long time ago. Because what was missing was Onpassive. And one more thing. You can't think small. Onpassive is way too big. Don't think small. It's way too big for that. Now, Chris, you've had time. You're looking good as you ought to. I don't know where you're at. You probably don't either. But anyway, let us know what's up.
All right. First of all, let me apologize, guys. I just drove, 240 miles very fast. I got caught in the famous Freeway 4, which nobody likes in Florida. Well, I got stuck in that pretty bad, so I was a little late. I apologize, but I'm here. It's the most important thing of the week for me on Wednesdays is to be here, so I do apologize. It's going to happen when I'm on the road, and that's what I want to talk about. How many of you are out there doing what you want to do right now? I am doing what I want to do. I visited some relatives yesterday, haven't seen in, oh my gosh, many years. It was so cool. That's what Onpassive is going to do for you. Listen, just getting a bus or in a car and driving when you're not worried about time. The only time constraint I had today is I had to be back at 2 o'clock. Now, I could have pulled over on many other areas and run the hot spot and got on here, but I wanted to see how quick that bus goes, and it goes fast, let me tell you. But that's what it's all about. What these guys are talking about, very, very important. Time, freedom, big dream. Don't stop. It's bigger than you think. It's bigger than we all think. It's bigger than all of us. And it's just that good. Do we see it yet? I saw it 3 years ago. Some people in here, they don't see it yet. Why? Because it hasn't started yet. But when it does, like Red said, it's going to be ballistic. Good word, Red, by the way. And I like the word ballistic because it's better than boom or blow up or anything like that. But it's something that Red loves to talk about all the time. I had to get that one in there. You know that. And Jane, I got to keep Jane going. But Marty and Red are on top of this game. What they told you, I missed half of it, but I'm pretty sure they're saying is don't give up. This is the only hope you got. All right, this is the thing that's going to be in your life the rest of your life, and there's nothing better than Onpassive out there. And I can say that why? Because I've seen it. I've seen it work. I've seen this machine run. And we ran into a couple silly things that they're working on. And once they get it going, listen, I don't care who you are, what you are. When you start something brand new, even automobiles, I've talked about it, things don't go as well right off the rip. Things take a little longer to get going. We've stalled production on cars because something wasn't right and we had to fix it. That's just how it works. That's for anything, whether it's communications, IT, a motor, a bicycle. When I bought this RV brand new, guess what? The windshield leak. I had to take it back. It cost me 5 weeks of travel, but it's fixed, it's done, and everything else. That's just part of the progress, guys. Listen, Onpassive, in my eyes, is perfect. Are things going as we all want right now? I think so, because I'd rather have Ash fix all these little things that he's seeing right now with the tech team, rather than just say, hey, here, listen, I want you to think about this. I don't want to say a bad word. Imagine Ash Mufareh said, I'm going to say a bad word, screw it. Let's just make these people happy. I don't give a crud if it's bad. Let's just run it. And someone's probably going to ad-lib on one of these bad YouTubes, what I just said. Imagine if Ash said that. Let's just try it. These guys are complaining. They want to earn money. Boom. And what would happen? Crash and burn, baby. I'm sorry. Crash and burn. I'm glad that I'm under a CEO that actually cares not only about his founders, but his company is doing things the right way. Because I guarantee every single one of you, including these two good guys on here, have been in a company, a business, or owned a business where they had to rush something to make the customer. Now, Red's a chef. I'm betting Red said, oh, that guy's complaining he ain't got his meal. I bet Red just didn't throw it together. He wanted it to be good. So Red prepared a little, probably went out and said, listen, here's a bottle of champagne. I apologize. I'm a little late, but I wanted it to be perfect for you. Welcome to Onpassive. Welcome to Onpassive. Marty the same way. If you know Marty like I know Marty, in his history of his job he had, a lot like both of us, he went in there to educate people, to learn, to talk to people about what's really going on. Not come in and force. One thing I love about Ash Mufareh, he's not forceful. Regardless how many people are being forceful to him, he stays cool, calm, and collective. Why? Because he really wants it done right. I know I'm a show of hands, and I can only see two guys on here. I want it done right. If it takes a little longer to get it done right, well, guess what? This is how I look at it. That's time and money in my pocket in the future. Okay? By him doing it right, it's time and money in my pocket. Listen, I'm having a blast driving around in this big old bus right now. Crazy fun. All right? My daughter's got to go back tomorrow. She's having a blast. Now, she didn't drive it. I wanted her to drive the last hour. I said, no. We're going to be late. Pedal to the metal. And we actually even did a crazy live on YouTube because I'm so excited about Onpassive. I wanted to let everyone know. Red and Marty are going to go on. I will meet them at the end because listen, my daughter just said, Dad. I said, honey, you don't realize how important 360 is to me, to Red, and to Marty. It's one of the main platforms where we're able to get out there, say some updates. Ash Mufareh once in a while pops on, blows us all away. It's that important to me. So in other words, if I'd had another hour drive, I would have pulled over and fired up the old hotspot and ran it. So, but that's what it's about. For me, look at, I'm already retired, guys. I got a pension. I got this. I got that. Why do I want to be in Onpassive? Because that retirement, that pension didn't fill my dreams. It didn't make me dream big enough. It just said, okay, that's all you get. No. Every one of you are worth $1 billion. Every one of you got one life, and you damn well better be out enjoying it, because guess what? Most of us couldn't or can't because either of our job or because everything costs too darn much money. Imagine this. I'm going to say this. In a couple months from now, imagine this. Chris Johnson's opinion. In a couple months from now, when everything's flowing, not having to worry about money. One of Marty's favorite things he always says. I'm going to love it. I'm going to absolutely love that. So I want you all to wake up tomorrow morning and fantasize a little bit. Let your alarm clock go off. All right, you're going to work, and look at that clock and say, you know what, 2 months from now, I'm not going to have to listen to this stupid alarm clock anymore. My opinion, remember, my opinion, don't hold anyone to it but me, and realize that you can go back to bed. Or maybe go grab your fishing pole. Or maybe wake up the old lady or the old man saying, baby, let's go to Florida. Let's go find out where Chris is running around being crazy, man. All right, let's go to Jersey and wake up Marty DeGarmo and eat some of that steak he's been eating on all of this, you know. It's going to be nonstop. It's going to be fun. Guys, we used to say, Milo, favorite saying was, don't treat this like a $97 business. You know, I used to like that saying. It was a good saying. But how about this? Just treat it to be happiness and gloriness in your life. That's what it's going to give you. It's not about, listen, and none of you, most of you are not business owners. I'm going to bet on it. Some of you might have been, but this is nothing like you've ever, you're being handed literally a business that takes all the responsibility out of owning a business. Hey man, if all I got to do is pay taxes and get out here and say, hi, I'm a founder once in a while, that is the greatest business I've ever seen. Not worrying about responsibility as far as payroll, customers, support. I don't have to deal with any of that. All I got to do is turn on my phone or my laptop and look at my wallet and say, wow. And then realizing how much I got and what I could help on that day. Who can I help out today? Even if it's just going to a restaurant. Imagine this, going to a restaurant. And most people say a bar. That's Red. Red's the bar guy. He'll be doing this. But I'd like to go to a restaurant and say, tell the waitress, walk up to the waitress, put everyone's tab on me. Put everyone's tab on me. And then here's my card, and then walk out the door and let them go. I don't want them to know who I am. I want them to smile. I want them to always wonder, who is that guy? And then I want them to say this, man, I can't wait to do that someday. I can't wait to walk into a restaurant and be able to pay everyone's tab. Put smiles on people's faces. Look at maybe the single mom or the single dad that's sitting in the corner with their two kids, and they're splitting a meal because that's all they got. You know, here we're going to get half a French toast. No, if you know how I eat, I love to eat. All right, let's fill up all the plates all over the world with us being bountiful and being gracious and thankful of what Mufareh did for us, what's the tech team, the Muhammad trio, the Hyderabad guys, Susan, Professor Susan, Dr. Tarek. Let's be thankful for what they're doing for us, and let's share that with the world. Start with your family. Start with your community. I just had a grandson today. Another one. Cody's got a brother now. All right? This is my day. I'm driving 70 miles an hour. My daughter said, slow down, Dad. No, we got to go. Joey just had their baby. Jordan just had the baby. Boom. All right, now I'm a grandpappy. All right, there's two more kids that I want to really show what life's all about, not spend their rest of their life in a factory or all the other stuff. Now, I want them to go to school and get an education. That's something that I want them to experience. Let them go to high school. Let them go to college. Get that experience. But I don't want them to experience a 60, 70-hour work week in a factory or something that'll kill you, cut you, slice you, dice you, and be absolutely miserable the rest of your life. That's what I want to do. I want to take people from that life. So I don't know whose birthday it is because I haven't seen nothing but happy birthday. If it's your birthday, God bless you. If you're sick, we're still praying for Robin. I know Harold showed up on trivia the other day, and I seen that in the picture. Really cool. And anyone out there that's passed away or that I have missed in the last couple of days, I apologize. I'm going to get back into it in the next couple of days. As soon as I get rid of my ball and chain daughter here, I'll be able to clean my bus too because she's got it a mess. Let me tell you. Kidding. I'm kidding. But anyway, be excited. Be happy. Listen, and this is just what I want to do. This is just what I wanted to do. Every one of you got something. Don't just say, I want to do what Chris is doing. No. There's something that you all have in the bottom of your heart that you've always really wanted to, but you knew you couldn't. Start thinking about it. Start planning it. Write it down on a piece of paper. Stick it on your refrigerator and magnet. This is what I'll be doing soon. All right? Keep yourself motivated. Right now, Mufareh is going through all kinds of things that we have no idea about. Boy, am I thankful I don't have to worry about it. Aren't you thankful? Aren't you guys thankful that we don't have to worry about what he's got to go through? Every one of us. Red went out, went to one of his friends' wake, sent him off in style. Marty DeGarmo is eating the greatest meat in the world. He's enjoying his grandchildren. I get to watch my grandchildren be born, spend time with my daughter. Mufareh is working his ass off. Sorry about the language. It's the truth. So I have no worries. I have plenty of patience. Ash, when you're ready to let this crazy machine fly, I'm right there with you. I love every one of you. God bless. Marty or Red, back to you.
Let me add something. I want everybody to know. You see Chris got a camper. He went to Florida. He drove across the United States to Florida. He did all this on his own. This had nothing to do with UnPassive. Nothing to do with other than he met UnPassive founders, and that's what he loves to do, and that's what he's going to do all over the United States. Let's keep in mind, this crazy guy worked 16 hours a day, maybe more, 7 days a week for like 10, 15 years solid. That's why he is what he is. He gave up his life to be able to take a couple of weeks to do what he wants to do. Remember that. But like he said, the UnPassive will take you to that next level. where, you know, because money can end. And I want everybody to know, you know, everybody here dream big when he says that, but just remember, it's possible. It's going to happen. Give it time. Be in it. You cannot have the mindset of, well, I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to wait and see. Every time you wait, another lap was made. So you can't expect to be on the guy that made one lap. So don't miss anything if you can help it, please. I'm saying that because I don't want you to miss it. I want everybody to be there. And I'm really happy to say that I've been, sorry, I went to different webinars, and one of the biggest pluses for me is I'm seeing that the core of this company is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm seeing more and more people come out that I met for the first time. I'm going, oh my God, where have they been? And people that's been here 3 or 4 years. That's what I want to do. I want, because I believe just because somebody has a title or they're doing lives or they're doing, there's very, very important you out there that needs to be focused on, because it's the people that think they're nothing that are the biggest of all, my opinion. So that's why I love to shine the light on other people. And I think, because I'm hearing people, listen, I see people now that are giving and they have nothing. A giver's a giver. You want them to have the resources so they can give more. I mean, it felt so good to give. I've done it, and it's like, yes, of course I want to receive. Like I said, I got my baby grandson's 12 years old and he's 6'1", okay? He can chow, all right? That ain't pretty. But anyway, no, that's all. Let's look at it. Let's look at what we have. Look at where we're going. And like Chris said, I want this to be around past my life. I want it to be around for my children, my children's children. And the only way that can happen is dream big, make it big, and keep pushing ahead. Red, you got anything?
There you go. Have I got anything? Do you know something? Whenever I hear Mr. Johnson over there, doesn't it not fire you up? How can it not fire you up? Why? And I'll tell you why it always amazes me when Chris talks is he always says, I've got nothing. But he always has so much to say. And the reason he has so much to say is because everything he says from within him, from his heart, of what he is feeling about Onpassive. Now, Chris really is a newcomer to Onpassive in real terms. He hasn't been here in the early days that many of us have. But his passion exudes from him, doesn't it, of what he is thinking of Onpassive. And if you were to ask him honestly, does he need Onpassive financially? Well, the answer to that is no, it doesn't. He's got a very good pension that he got from Ford. And other things that he's done and invested in gives him a very good lifestyle. Has he got people that are bleeding him dry at the moment? Oh, yes. But that doesn't matter, does it, really, at the moment? But what he's trying to do, and what he is sincerely trying to say here, is that Onpassive is the vehicle that is going to give you guys out there this money and time freedom. This is what they're looking to try and achieve. And I said this, Onpassive's goal is to make us successful. That is what they want to do. Does the company want to make money? Does the company want to be successful? Absolutely. Nobody would want a company not to be successful. But their main goal is our success. The man who's just come on the screen now jumps through hoops daily to try and make sure that his vision and his goal of what he wants for us is achieved. Now, if you are a person that thinks things are taking a little bit longer than they should do, maybe you should put your shoes on of our CEO and see exactly what he has to go through to try and realize the goal of what he's trying to achieve. And that is success for the business, but more importantly, success for the affiliates and users of Onpassive. And when Chris Johnson starts talking, this is exactly what he is trying to say to all of you. He's successful in his own right prior to Onpassive, but Onpassive is the only vehicle that you will need to be successful online at the moment. Everything is in place, guys. The foundations have been laid. The personnel are in place. The products, they're waiting in the background. There's just a little bit more to go. And when that go sign is dropped, you hang on to your hats. Back to you, Chris or Marty, or even Ash Mufareh.
I'm good. I'm waiting for that guy to speak up, and I'm not talking about DeGarmo. I hear Marty all day long. There he is, Mr. Happy, Mr. Lucky, the man of the hour.
Oh, God.
Thank you so
Oh, yeah,
much.
yeah.
I didn't plan to come here. I hope you're doing good. I heard my brother DeGarmo is unwell a little bit. That's what kids do to you. You should do what I did to my kids. I have them for sale. I feel the same. I lost my voice, but I am glad to be with you here for just a brief update. The update is simply I try to think of what can I share with you at the moment for today. There is so much going on now, and I felt I prefer to get back to my team and make sure that what I can share with you is okay. I have a few things I know they will thrill you, and I thought about the following. I can allow me to package and organize my thoughts. Tomorrow, Friday, we can be with Ron Hulbert and Minu, roughly, I think, 9 or so p.m. I'm not sure the time. Uh, I know they recorded and put it online, so no worry. We will make it available for you if the time zone is inconvenience for you. But hopefully, we'll be in a position where we can package and organize what we can share with you without getting into trouble. But all good news, because I don't come here to tell you what I go through or the company and our struggle. Perhaps that is something we uh, deal with on a daily basis, and it's natural. We allowed that to happen. Uh, I'm not sure what was said and has been said before I got here, but if we want to go by normal business standards, we could have shut down Onpassive 2020. And a very simple reason is we grew up so fast that we got so much attention, and you're not allowed to in the corrupted market. You're not allowed to grow fast. You're not allowed to pop out of nowhere and help people change their life. You're not allowed to do that by the regular standards, and you're supposed to give up or complicit in that corruption. One of the two things. So to continue with integrity and have a fair business model that truly and genuinely helps humanity, that is not allowed. Uh, so one of the two options: either you give up, you don't have room in this chaotic swamp. I talk about the market, or you go the crooked way. We uh, we were faced with that. In fact, as early as 2019, believe it or not. Okay, the symptoms, the signs started, showing up. People wanted to shut us down and all of that. They put a lot of effort, sadly. And I thought about that. I The concept of quitting was something strange. I didn't understand what it means. And then it continued after that. You know, everything intensified uh, to even add more pressure on you so that you can surrender and just either, again, complicit or walk away. You can save your life. You could do what's good for you. But uh, the truth, you're going to let people, millions of people, you're going to let them down. You're going to disappoint them. And those who we created the whole entire concept of Onpassive for, uh, that's our purpose, those people. So to um, focus on the benefit of a few people, we become just like normal politicians. And politics in general, what it means basically, in a nutshell, um, the entire nation, any given nation, works hard and is manipulated to the advantage of a few that are incapable and that are unfit for for most cases, and they have no skill, no talent, no genuine intention to change their own people life, and sadly, some cases, their country and people is the last are the last two things that they care for. And um, what happened is the entire nation, with its resources, including the human resources, end up being slaves to the advantage of a few. That again, they don't know to do anything in life. They have no value. Talk, or the only skill that they have is how to scare you, manipulate you, so you can just again surrender and follow them, just like a slave. All right, that's what it is. Of course, there's some clean people, but they don't last. Chances we don't know about them. They try to do what we're trying to do. They really have a good intention. They want to make a positive change, create a good, impact. Um, but they're attacked constantly. Okay, they create scandals for them. They swallow them. Um, so that's how the market is. Just the same way. Just like politics in general. Okay, it's meant to have the vast majority. I don't have the percentage, but the vast majority, way above 90%, work for the few percents. That's what it is. To change that concept, those few percents uh, that they have the most power and control of everything, they will do anything they can to stop that threat to them. Uh, so, like I said, things intensified as we go, but after a while, you start like, why is everybody talking about just quit, do something else or take care of yourself? Like a few, uh, just take care of yourself, or maybe the people who are surrounding yourself, and then screw everybody else. That's how they talk, just like politics, yeah. And then I questioned that concept, like, should I quit? Like, what does it mean? Like, why? I'm talking about back then. So once in a while, I start thinking, what does it mean? Like, what would it? Oh, no, no, no. What is that? Like, okay, very scary, terrifying. I don't allow myself to think about it. And then recently, I know something that I can control my thinking. So the minute I have that little devil cribbling crippling into my brain, I stop it, and I stop thinking about quitting. Thinking, okay, I don't even allow myself to start thinking that way. And I go back to the basis. I will do things that no man ever done on earth. Never. Okay. Why? It just the only thing I will do. I don't have a purpose to be wealthy, create a legacy for a few, or the Mufarehs, or the Garmos, or just 5, 6 people. No, or families. I decided a while ago, long time ago, even before I'm passive. I don't live for myself. It's boring, it's unfulfilling, and um, it's not fun. So the only reason I'm here and I continue this battle is because I insist to do it or die, and I am doing it. And when you have that intention, I think um, in a very miraculous way, definitely a gaudy way, um, positive things, powerful things get uh, pushed in your life. You never thought they're not your level. Things are way bigger than you. So you aimed for, let's say, this height, and then you get a sky high uh, potential steps in your life. You never, they never occurred to you, and you think, God, I ask you for this. Like, why? Oh, well, that's too much. Easy on me. I'm happy that most of the garbage is, or to be truthful, it's the real um, market nature. I'm happy to tell you is most of it is behind us, and because we've insisted to continue the journey, but of course we have to up our game. We must have protection because again, when you're growing so fast, those attacks are going to continue, and you need to have powerful people within. I can tell you the powerful people that we have within the company are unstoppable. They're uh, limited in every possibility. Their capacity is unmatched, and I will prove it to you in a matter of a short period of time. You're going to see where we are today. We're at a level that we create things much faster, more advanced. I will see if I'm allowed to share with you like some of the um, turning points that happened. So, for example, like to have backups, Plan B, C, all of that, and how that worked perfectly, but you still succeeded in A and B. And maybe I can share that with you tomorrow night if if it's all possible. I want to. I love. This is my passion. This is all I do, by the way. I suck at everything else. Okay, but I love this, and that's the only thing I can do. Now, I can sum it up with a couple of statements because we're live, and I believe this is public. Uh, there is 1 billion% chances that UnPassive starting this year will start making a major paradigm shift in many sectors in the globe. And we grew so fast, but the other stuff that we had planned before or worked on before, we fortunately kept it away. Otherwise, that could have been attacked. So now we come up with things like, oh, okay, but it's too late to try to resist it. It's just my heart, okay? My heart wanted to make sure, no matter how, but of course in a clean way. That's the only condition, with no harm, with no violation, to do something good. So again, God will lead you, and I'm glad that we were able to pull this off. We can share some exciting news with you tomorrow, at least some of what they will allow me to share with you. But make no mistake, we are going to shake up the internet. This is the Onpassive internet. It's forget the old internet. That's outdated. That's messed up. It's corrupted. It's complicated. It's expensive. It's abusive, manipulative again. But we have a better version now, and I think you're going to be glad to be a part of this. Uh, Perhaps I don't ask anybody to um, believe anything. Uh, I I think if Onpassive, what if if it was a country, it would be the largest country in a matter of a couple of years. If it was a country, it would be the largest population. All right, and but here's the thing. Let's think about this. Don't you think there are a few people in every country that you wish they're not there? Or like you would trade them from another country? Or so the country of Unpassive is definitely the best of the best. So we have a collective or selective population rather than not just everybody. So China and India are the largest two populations, 1.4 billion. Uh, but definitely there's some people that maybe they hope they're not there. Okay, um, that would be the Unpassive model, to have the best smart people with us. That's why I don't want anybody to believe or anything. We're just going to be the biggest, but with the best people. So if you are uh, swingy and doubtful person, a skeptical mentality in a negative way, um, we don't want you to be from our population, and you don't qualify for our standards, and you're gonna miss out. But um, I never thought or ever mentioned that everybody should be with us. Everybody can benefit, or anyone can benefit, but uh, it's it's their choice at the end. And I hope my voice is. I'm trying not to raise my voice because it gets congested and blocked. Like I don't know why. I think Chris Johnson smells too good. Uh, but let's make this even more valuable. Since you heard me and my plan, maybe until then you can propose some of the thoughts or the topics. Okay, I think they last a couple of hours every day, or every Friday. So they start at 9 until 11. Maybe that's 2 hours. Okay. And if I'm there, it's usually cut short because people start getting sleepy and they leave like within 12 minutes or 13 at most. But this disclaimer, Chris, okay, you have to have a red flag, or like those on the beach. So tell me something. Maybe you could suggest, my brothers here and everybody else. You can suggest a few topics or ideas to make sure that we, respectfully cover them. Okay. Um, I know things that are in your mind, like uh, the release of Connect, the commercial version, um, in one word, so that like you wouldn't have to wait till tomorrow. Um, we we sent it to the QA tomorrow, not Q&A. So we sent it to the testing. Okay, I'm sorry, yesterday. So by tomorrow we will have the first estimate of if there's any bug or anything. If all good, then it looks like we will be planning to go live. Uh, I don't think on the weekend. So healthier to be in the beginning of like a working day. So just in case when we go live. So the new O Connect will go with, it's a fine-tuned product. It's definitely more stable, and it's redundant in every way. And of course, new design and some added features and some AI features as well. And we continue to add more to it. Um, I wish I could share with you another thing about video conferencing technology, but I will have to check on that part. If I can say it, but it's something will blow your mind. It's something that, like again, will thrill you positively because nobody would expect it. Nobody would expect it. It's beyond genius. To be honest with you, uh, we've got results better than hoped for. It's a different direction. Okay. So that is a topic. We can probably have a good estimate if anything wrong, if all good, you know. Uh, Typically, nothing goes perfect the first test, but they're minors, you know, not because everything has been tested individually. Now, the integration with the ecosystem and test, you know, all the components together. I will have a better update for you tomorrow on that, but everything is intact, on track. Like, okay, I think we're done. We're ready to go live. Okay, so we're testing that, obviously, to make sure that nothing drastic happened. And by the way, nobody's paying for that at the moment. Okay, so we kept extending that. I believe it or not, tomorrow is March, almost 11 months ago or so when you had access to this O Connect. Of course, it got better with time. Some people just paid as little as $93 or $100, whatever, for the entire year and unlimited use and capacity, 10,000, I believe. Um, so we can address that. We can address the commissions aspect and more. We can address also other products that are in the pipeline to roll out, either ready or just awaiting for the OConnect official release. Okay, so O-Verify should be also rolled out, which is not paid, so we're going to have more values that will attract the market. A few things are being revamped completely from scratch. Okay, which is a good thing. So we're not going to say like this is a new version. No, no, this is a whole different product. I'm not going to mention the details, not to discourage you from what you're using now. But we will only bring positivity and goodness to humanity. That is our motto, and we will not um, do anything else. This is the only thing we will do until we see. That's the only way we will settle, is when we see the world in a better place or look in better shape. I guarantee we will do that. I already know. I have the scientific evidences that what we have coming and what we've done uh, is going to thrill you and is going to make you be proud that you are a part of this journey, the least to say. So, if you have something in mind, just collect those ideas. Let me know, and I'll make sure that I'm allowed to talk about them. I'll be happy to address them tomorrow. So it sounds like it can be very productive tomorrow because we can just get in business and just uh, I think it is so clear to anyone that we're so transparent that we have no reservations on anything. It just sometimes, for internal reasons and things are happening, you don't want to put the information too soon out, but we have no intention to keep anything away because we're proud of what we do. It's that simple. I don't believe in secrets. So take it away, and thank you for putting up with my voice. But tomorrow, maybe it will be better. So invite your fellow Onpassivians tomorrow, and let's have fun. And bring a topic. We can hang out and talk. There's so much going on, and let's make it useful. Again, if the time zone is not comfortable to you, to your schedule, that's okay. You can just try to watch the playback if it's available. Nothing like the live copy, or you could read if you like. But I have so much to share with you. Let's see what I can do tomorrow. Any ideas? What do you think I can check to ask?
Surprise us. Just surprise us. We like surprises.
No, we'll get a collection of what the thought is, Ash, so that you'll know. Give us a chance to think about it.
What size shoe does Ash wear? There's one question for you. What's your shoe size, Ash?
10.5.
I can use a gift. Somebody's planning to send me a shoe.
Yeah, be careful because you're getting shoes if you say it. Yeah.
Depends on what country they're in. So if they're in the US,
Minnow's gonna send you shoes. I guarantee. Anything I say,
I'll give you my size because I know
what's
she
wrong
can't
with my
send
shoes?
it.
We just was wondering if someone asked what your shoe size was. Mine's 10
But what's wrong with my shoes, Minnow?
We can't ever see them. We only see your head. So I don't think you wear shoes. I think you wear moccasins.
They're proportionate to my head.
Do that. Is it slopey or what?
So 11.5. I don't know why.
I can use shoes, Chris. 15 triple E. Okay.
You might just give you. I'll just give you my water skis. Good Lord.
Yeah, I don't know what that translates in the UK. Red. 47.
47 will be, well, I'm a 44, which is a 10. So, yeah, 11 and a halves.
Oh, man, I work
11.5, 12, depending on the brand. Some brand.
Yeah, I'm a 44, which is 10.
I don't know what I was feeding my feet when I was growing up. But they were growing like weed.
Ash.
Sometimes they used to say my shoes at home. It's like Noah Ark. It's it's like a boat. It's not.
Today's Marty's 5th year anniversary with Onpassive too. You know that.
Tomorrow, actually, 1st of March.
Yeah.
My grandson was born today, leap year day, I think, and Marty's 5-year anniversary. There's 2 ways to celebrate right there.
Oh,
beautiful. Oh man, I feel bad for those who. So his birthday is celebrated every 4 years.
Yeah, that's what my daughter was explaining that to me on the way back.
Perfect. We'll live to 400 years old. You know.
Oh, he was born yesterday.
Chris, do you know anything? I mean, I just need to know. Okay,
once my daughter leaves, I go back in this little bubble.
She's always feeding you the information.
She's my number 1 kid, right, Joey? I know you're listening, but come on. So now I'm a granddaddy 2 times over. Unbelievable.
Is this where we say you don't look old enough, Chris?
I'm old enough. Trust me. You can see the gray hairs. That's why I'm wearing this hat.
Ash, we'll set it up and hopefully see you tomorrow, and that would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what I plan to do, unless something,
It's on
Are you going to
And
do
you
it?
were right. You were right on topic as well, Ash, because what you were saying to us is exactly what we were saying to everyone else.
Yeah, always.
Are you going to do it in your office, Ash?
First, you want to know about his shoes.
Well, no.
Then you want to know if he's going to do it in his office, whatever the freak that means.
I have not bothered him since I got to Florida. I was going to bring him a coffee or something. Look at him. Johnson, there's no way you're coming near me.
You want me to stop the recording, Ash?